What's going on, you guys? It's your girl, Little Body T of Now This Podcast. I am here. Oh my God, you guys. So I had to go back to work. Yeah. So I've been going. Okay. Then I just was like, I can't get to the studio. There's nothing going on but COVID-19, aka the coronavirus, and I just was and I know a lot of people, have. So my condolences to everyone we have lost in the month of March and April due to COVID-19. You guys, I hope you're staying safe and, trying to follow the rules as far as self-quarantining, staying home, staying safe, washing your hands, cleaning up regularly, all of those steps to ensure your health and safety. Like I said, unfortunately for me, I had to go back to work. And so it took a lot of time and it drained me because I was just so nervous, so worried. It's anxiety, because people don't respect people's space. So I had some time off and I was like, I need to bring the people something of substance so that while they're in the house quarantining, they can have something to watch. So I came across earlier today the guy Big Fendi. Shout out to Big Fendi, who is Fabulous's manager, who used to run the Come Up DVD. And so he started his podcast, which is the Big Fendi Show podcast. So I was like, all right, well, let's check it out. And then he interviews as his first guest no other than the queen, y'all queen, Nicki Minaj. So I said, okay, this is perfect. Let's review it and see what they got going on. So let's watch this and get into it, and I hope you guys like it.
Yeah, I can't lie, man. Every time I'm driving these LA streets, I think about how far I came and how much further I gotta go.
Look, he just had to be.
Yeah, it's my first episode, so I knew I had to come to Cali to make sure it was special, with a very special guest. 12 years later, I'm gonna sit down with somebody I ain't talked to in years.
So beautiful.
Try to get to the bottom of this shit.
Now.
I'm from Brooklyn, Brownsville, Brooklyn. If you never heard of it, it's about 4,000 miles from where I'm at now. If you can make it out of there, you can make it anywhere.
Shout out to Brownsville.
Oh boy, here we go, man. A day in the life of me. Let me think, man. I'm so nervous with this.
You should be.
It's my first sit down and a long sit down. Listen, man, I don't really do this a lot, but first podcast episode, First guest, the one and only. I know her as Nicki Minaj, but that didn't work, so we switched it up to Nicki Minaj.
That was fine, in my opinion. You changed it to Nicki Minaj, and yes, I prefer till this day Nicki Minaj, which is my last.
Well, shout out to Nicki Minaj.
Shout out to Nicki Minaj.
She was out there back in the day.
Yep, and but.
Oh, dear, but Nicki.
And but.
Listen, man, yo, here it is, man. The one and only Nicki Minaj, man. Hey.
Right there.
So first of all, let me start off by saying I'm nervous.
Don't be. Shut up.
I think I'm
Just imagine me being my scraggly self with the baby fat purse.
Yeah. The photo shoot we did at that abandoned building that time. This guy won't let me lift that down. Shout out to White. White be like, yo, man, you was in my abandoned building.
I need to be with
Yo, yeah, okay, boy.
We was gonna come up. Really.
Yeah. He really. Every time I see him, he be like, yo, you was in Brownsville. We went to Brownsville. That's what I guess that's what
the energy
is really about. Just
good
stuff that you would never do now.
I would do it now, and I want to say something. That now that you said that, I don't know why. It's like when people make it a little bit.
Took a picture.
Fans look at them as a new person, or they'll look at, oh, Nicki wouldn't do this now, or so. The other day I posted something about eating about Wendy's. People were literally saying, "Bitch, don't act like you eat Wendy's." What are y'all talking about? So what do you think I eat. I remember a couple of my friends came over to spend the night when I was living in Malibu one time, and like their boyfriends were asking them, so what does she eat for breakfast? The fuck do you eat for breakfast? Like nothing changed. Like I'm still that same exact person that was gonna come up DVD. And people start looking at you different. I understand when Jay said it's not. I didn't change. It's like y'all change. Y'all start looking at me different or expecting me to be different. But I'm the same exact change.
So you telling me you still want to read a piece on
Absolutely. When I go to New York, I gain so much fucking weight.
You have to grow. I think she said that in the room. But
so what's one of your still? Wait, how many years in the game you would say? I would say you got 9, really, 2008. What is it? 11 years, maybe? 12?
Yeah.
11, 10?
Yes.
10?
Somewhere in there. My debut album came out in 07.
How many years of loving the game?
Or 2010.
How many years you think you loved the game?
I've loved the game for like at least 15 years. Because I've been trying to, because I was trying to get in it before that. Before I was on a DVD, anything. You know, I was trying before I met you. So, like, I was loving the game for a long time.
Do you still got the same love?
It's different, but I want to clarify that question. I still have the same love and passion for music.
Okay.
It's different. The music and the game are different, and you know that.
Yeah, definitely. So, do you think bars still matter?
I do. Okay. Do you?
Yeah, definitely. I can't listen to nothing else if not have nothing.
Of course, because now you elevated.
I mean, I'm not listening to really nothing right now.
And that's the thing, and that's why. And sometimes I feel like I'm in a dumbing down to go with what's happening now, and like that's why it'd be so hard for me because I hate coming out, putting out something that everybody else is doing and looking like I'm on the bandwagon. I always like to try to switch it up. So, but at the same time, if you want to make it in the game, you kind of like have to follow waves and trends. And so that to me is like the biggest.
And it made her look like she's on the bandwagon. So this is dope.
So I'm always between, but on the album that we're working on now, I feel like I'm finding a good balance.
When you're the one who
minute to find the balance of being me,
the trendsetter,
and giving the people what they're hearing now.
The peer pressure.
I feel like now I'm finding a balance.
It's real.
You feel like you raised the bar for maybe.
Yeah,
like I think brown skin rapper chicks, no disrespect, but I think.
And I love that about her because now I like this person.
Yeah, I think brown skin chicks gotta work a little harder. I think it's like you set a bar for like brown skin chicks to be like, because a lot of chicks at that time was like, oh wow, well, Nicki popping right now.
This is a real conversation that needs to be
trying
had.
to catch up to look like her somewhat. And a lot of brown skin chicks really. Like I think brown skin chicks gotta work extra harder.
Well, I will say dark skin and brown skin women have to work extra harder in any field.
Yeah.
Just like how I feel being black, a black woman, I feel like, if a white woman and me was going into the same job at Wall Street, I feel like I wouldn't get the job off the rip just because of me being black, unless I was double and triple times smarter than her and double and triple times better than her. So yes, I do agree with that. But of course it's me, so I don't feel like my complexion is the reason why I made it, but I also I try not to be blind or play dumb to what's really happening in the world.
I think you came in the game at a time where complexion played a part.
Well, he didn't say that. He said that it just
like even the videos were like everybody was going with like the lighter.
Oh yes, you're absolutely right. But I feel like now it's changing. I feel like a lot of people now are making it their business to be like melanin, and that whole trend is very much happening right now, which I love.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going back to that. Everybody getting back to their essence. Everything
is changing.
Like people wouldn't even claim their nationality.
We're in a different place.
You ask somebody in the world right now, I'm Jamaican.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I feel
that's a fact. That's a Fendi.
It's definitely.
That's a motherfucking Fendi.
I want to ask
you. Who was you around, Fendi? Davis
like
Jamaican.
You and you knowing your story and how you came in the game.
Now this.
Would you do that? So would you right now? And would you do the same thing for an artist, a female artist? Would you go through the trenches with a female artist yourself? Because now the doors. I think a lot of everybody think they can get in the game because of a Nicki Minaj. They feel like, oh, I can do this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it ain't that simple. Would you grab a female artist and come up?
She don't have to go through the trenches.
Would you go through what you want?
I don't know if I would go through as much headache as you put up with from me, because I don't have to. And plus, you was more focused on me, and I would have more than one artist. You had angry, like you wasn't really splitting your time with more other people. You was like making sure we was trying to pop. So, but I am working on my label, and yes, I am, like, even with the challenge that I was doing for my song, I spotted like a bunch of girls rapping, and from New York, and like they was reminding me of myself, and they was reminding me of the come up era. Like, so yes, I definitely right now am looking for talent. Female rap, male rap, female singers, male singers, everybody. Like, I really am, and yes, I am willing to do it now.
Nice.
I never wanted to do it before because I felt like I didn't want to just do it or just to get a check. Like, you know how people do it just to get a check from a label and stuff like that, and then they don't care about the artist. I wanted to really invest my time and effort.
Is anybody caught your eye, or
people caught my eye? Yeah, I was posting them on my Instagram.
People that you might have liked, or
yeah, it's some girls that I like that I never heard of before.
I remember I dated this girl, right, and I ain't gonna say her name, but so she knew me and your story, and I think she wanted to be you to make me. I was like, so for Halloween. I'm like, I don't fuck with Nikki. So she's like, well, I'm Nikki for Halloween. And you posted it. I was mad.
No way!
Yeah, ironically, I
had billions of people.
You posted her on Halloween. I'm like, bitch, what are you doing? And she was like, she started talking like you and all. I was like, oh, this is great.
That girl hit you in the inbox. Because look how Nikki did that. This is the thing. That girl posted Nikki. I used to mess with Fendi.
When the last time, nobody knows. We haven't had a conversation.
That's when she got Brooklyn. See, I love when she get down like that and be her real self.
2000.
I'm not good for you, nigga.
Last time I saw you was like 2008.
No,
yes, it was 2008.
No.
I promise you.
8? My
Ouch, Fendi.
I saw you.
Weren't you on the show, Fendi? And she muted
you. Like an after party for like a tour with Lil Wayne, and we kicked it then. And I'm like, all right, out of all this time, so of course I got butterflies at the end of the day. I'm like, you know what? I gotta sit down with this girl, and we gotta come to some type of balance, because moving on in life and trying to prosper, you can't hold no grudges.
But why was you out there dissing me?
Maybe I was, I'm gonna say this.
Hurt?
I'm not really hurt. No, I felt like.
Yes, I love that you said that.
I want to answer this question in a proper way, because if you don't answer it right, you're like, yo, you bitched out on it. I feel like part of it was like
hurt.
I felt like I started something, and when you
didn't reap the benefits of it.
Absolutely.
That's real New York shit right there.
And that goes for anything. When in a relationship, or whatever it might be, if you start something and you don't reap the benefits from it, it's going to be you're going to feel like, hey, But at the end of the day, it was like I felt like you gave me my credit.
Right.
And I felt like
this is so crazy.
I'm telling you.
Everybody in the world knows that.
Oh no. Okay, see, the credit.
This is what Dub was saying. Like, when people be saying, I didn't pay enough homage, whether it's to you or to other people, I be feeling like I know everybody. I don't know how I got my start.
That's not true.
But Fendi, at the end of the day, before I dropped my debut album and made it big, me and you fell out. It wasn't like I made it big and
we were under the impression for a little time that
Lil
Wayne discovered her.
I was younger, and now I can put things in perspective.
I
don't think you were understanding, because we played around so much, and plus you were older than me, so you probably was like, oh, she just nagging, or she just complaining. You didn't understand that I was really reaching a breaking point. And maybe I didn't articulate that right. You know what I mean? You probably thought, oh, we always get into it. We'll be fine. We'll get through it. But I was I was going through some shit emotionally. Like,
I wish you would just elaborate it just now.
Decisions with my life. Like, I moved from New York. Like, I drove to Atlanta. Like, in my car with all my stuff, everything I owned in my car. And I don't think you realize I was just ready to be like, I'm ready. Like, I have to go. Like, I can't wait anymore.
No, I got that. I feel like I got that. But I'm telling you. You asked me why was I talking bad about you, or why it was like, all right, cool. Here's something.
But my thing is, and I accept that, I respect that, because I probably would feel the same way. But
she feel like she just said basically you wasn't making shit happen, and I gotta go. And then she just said it nice just now. That's what it sounded like.
In first week. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like my success came and then I said fuck Fendi. Okay. I said fuck Fendi first.
Okay. We still don't know what problems they had, but basically she kind of said it.
I did on TV.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So
Like,
niggas was bringing it up, taking it to the sheep. Then said, fuck you. Then you said, Fendi can kick rocks. So you was saying,
tight on the back because they said they was together. So Nikki, you was with Fendi.
I was like,
Big Fendi, you was with Nikki.
5 years later,
I hear that,
y'all. You said, "Fuck me," like nigga, you didn't get the hints then. I'm like, word. But yeah, I think that's what it was. I felt like, you know, I was young.
But what you wanted me to do?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so once we fell out, once I hated your guts, then I made it. You then wanted me to double back. Like,
I just wanted my credit.
But what? How did I? I never spoke on you when I was.
Because your story would say, Dwayne Carter saw a little girl on a stoop.
No, that's not true. It would always say on the come up DVD. I would always say DVD was heavy at the time. I would always say, and Lil Wayne saw me on the DVD.
But you were kind of like you
bypassed it because I wasn't fucking with you no more.
You was being like me. You was being on some bullshit.
Yeah, we missed that part. Everybody missed that part.
You wasn't
I don't feel like that's the person.
Okay.
I could have. I could
have said no.
She never dropped that day. Tell the truth. Come on, Nick.
He put me. But at times, first of all, I felt like I was telling the story over and over. And sometimes, like you might think that. But
none of my chicks believe me. I have to be like, yeah, I discovered her. They'd be like, okay.
But that's dumb, Fendi. Like
Lil Wayne discovered her. I'm telling you, the story to the world was that Lil Wayne discovered Nicki Minaj.
On a DVD that he was on, and I even said there's interviews with me saying, and Fendi strategically placed me right in front, after Wayne, so that he
wasn't our plan. That was we kind of came together.
Yes, that was your idea. Look.
That was our plan. That wasn't. It was really like we're gonna get this motherfucker to move.
That's right. Yeah. But what I'm saying is. Yeah, Fendi, if you know, if I did, let's say I did 500 interviews.
New bullshit, we on it. Fendi being real honest because he's ready to prosper. You can tell.
My story, so no, I don't have to necessarily go that deep into it. Even when they say with the Lil Wayne question, or how many times you worked you were Red Lobster, like it be certain questions that's annoying. But I will say, if I'm mad at you,
yes,
you kind of went off track with this a little bit, Nick. I ain't even gonna
gushing over you, but I always like, repeat what I did say.
You should have just kept it a little bit real. Yeah,
listen, I think.
Come on.
I'll tell you why it was.
Fuck you. I'm mad at you.
More pain to me because at the time when you broke the barriers to come in the game is when people were. It was like history. Like here come a new female. Who you know, and here's a new female that came out of nowhere, and now she's making noise, and all the other rappers who you know now you came front and center now. So the execs wasn't giving my credit. They didn't. So of course, it also hurt me financially because it was like I wasn't getting.
And he was going against the guy.
I was salty about that. Very salty about that. I was bitter. I was like, what the, you know what I'm saying? And
I could tell that you were bitter, and I felt like it was more hurt than anything.
Yeah, well, definitely.
And I
as a man, I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna say that as a man, it was like, you know what? There's a time.
That's real.
You know, people say that they have this saying about give me my flowers while I'm alive.
Yeah.
So when you
especially as a man,
came in and you bursted out and things were going crazy.
I know how I get out of Scorpio shit.
So I think anybody.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Before I bursted out and became successful, wasn't you fine with when me and you parted ways? Wasn't you fine with when I said fuck you and I'm going by blah blah blah?
No, I wasn't.
You wasn't running me down saying no, I don't leave. You was fine.
I think you know what? I think.
But then when I made it,
no. Let me tell you why, and you be honest with me. During your great years of success, I have never came out.
Pride.
I'm not on your social media. I'm not trying to get your number. No, but I could have still been the guy going, hey.
But I would have respected that if you would have been like, hey, I need to be a part of this equation. I'm such an easy person.
He's making
I know. I know what? And that's me being a Cancer. You know, my Cancer way.
That pride and ego, it clashes so bad.
Sometimes you will take. Sometimes you will lose out. You know how people would die with 50 million in pride. Sometimes your pride will set you back so far,
absolutely,
that you'll be like, you know what, fuck that, I ain't reaching out to this
absolutely,
bitch.
Absolutely, because if you would have reached out, I know me, like I would have been like, I would have respected it. The same thing with Deb. No matter what happened with me and Deb, like she'll say something or do an interview and say something nice, and I'll reach out instantly. Like that's just how I am. I'm not gonna. whether people know or
but
not,
Nicki not telling the part about people being in her ear.
I know.
Dead. Come to Atlanta.
So, and there's other people that feel like you do too. People that was around before.
Full force in
people that have been around before you. It's just like everybody wants the stamp of I did this for Nicki Minaj.
But you didn't beat these people up, Nick. This is all he's saying.
But along the way, and my biggest push and my biggest thing was you and the Come Up DVD. Like the Come Up DVD, for people that don't understand it, it was Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Now this is the truth. Like it was everything, and if you wasn't on the Come Up DVD, you wasn't popular.
It was major back in the day.
You know, we gelled also just as human beings outside of rap.
You had to go get you one. You had to have a DVD player in your house. You waited for the new episode to come out, okay?
So it just worked.
Well, the new DVD to come out, basically. I just
want to make it clear that we weren't cool for a while, and I was out there busting my ass for a while by myself in Atlanta. So it wasn't like I just, you know, as soon as I made it and like I dropped you, like I would never do that.
I think even in Atlanta, you shouted me out. Like, you did like hood affairs. Like you would shout me out. I'm not even taking it from that part. I'm saying that at a point where, you know how, say, you know, you build a house.
It did seem that way. Even though that wasn't the way it was in the media, because it was like Nicki never talked.
You don't think that house is going to, for whatever reason, you say, you know what, just give me a little bit of money right now, let's get the fuck up out of here, because I don't know if this house is going to be worth $10 million, and I don't want the headache. And then that house sells $10 million. Now you want them to double back and say, hey, come back for some more money, house, man?
No. I don't think I did that per se. I felt like I always owned up to Nicki Minaj.
But Fendi, my thing is this. You have to understand.
So basically, she paid him to get out of the movie.
And right away, I was mad
that's basically
how you
were
marketing me and promoting me. And you have to understand, I'm a female. I was always business savvy, and you know that. I was always strong-minded. People think money came that way. I was always that way. I always had set things in it. And I wanted to act. When I was about to go down to meet Wayne, I told my husband, like, me and you spoke about, like, how Wayne is going, you know, how Wayne feels like everybody probably wants to bust over for him, and how I was going to be acting in there, so he knew I was a different type of person. We would speak about everything throughout my career.
Yeah, before we even, I always think back to when we first met Wayne.
Who she is changed. She can articulate and speak.
Her memory is great.
And I think Kenny made her like that.
Wayne reached out, and we met in North Carolina.
Oh, you mean how we met Wayne? Yes, I stayed on Wayne's bus for like hours playing him music, and he really listened. Remember, he listened to all my songs.
I wasn't there. Remember, I was in jail.
Whatchamacallit? How's Reg?
Reg is chilling. Reg always.
Did he take me? Who took me?
Reg took you. Yeah. Reg took you. Reg always like, he can't pronounce Nikki, so he'd be like Nikki.
Wow.
Shout out to Reg, man. I still love Reg. I did a big birthday party. He showed up recently. Like I was saying, even in a nutshell with that, like I just feel like I'm glad that it took growth from me as well as yourself. Yeah. You know, and DJ Booth, shout out to him. He was in my ear like last year. I was in Hawaii. He called me in his room and gave me this long lecture about life. And, man, this is that. I'm over here like, he put it in my head, but then he left.
Shout out to Booth.
I'm sitting here like, he gave me a number on the low. He was like, yo, but
as he should.
Punch right in his neck.
He was like, yo, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all need to fix this shit. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try this. And when I reached out, I really was.
No, Nikki, don't do that.
Reaction.
It was a good word.
He was like ugly. Like,
did I say something like, "What's up, ugly"?
Yeah, I was. But you know, it was the first. I think I hit you with the. It was a guy who met you.
Oh yeah.
On MySpace years ago. Even for people that don't know how we met, I met her years ago on MySpace. I don't know. I think it was like 2006. When that was like the first, to me, that was like the first social media platform.
Of course, yeah.
Was it before Facebook?
Yes.
Play too much.
Yeah, we met on MySpace, and I reached out to her, and she thought I was some stalker guy who just wanted to get a phone number. You said, what did I say to you first?
You said, can I have some? And I didn't respond. And I went to Bundy and said, who was this man?
Right out the
and Bundy was like,
I get why he was bitter, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think from there it was like, but I like the fact when you showed up, when we first met for the first time, you showed up with the energy ready to work.
I used to have my rap books.
Everybody hated on you though. When you first came around?
That's crazy that you just said that earlier.
Yeah, everybody, when you first came around me, they was like, man, what are you going to do with a female rapper? What is that about? And I was like, man, listen, you watch.
But what made you have even the insight to think that it was time for a female rapper? Like, right. I never got to ask you that. Like,
I always loved female rap. I grew up with the Little Kims. I grew up with the Foxies. I grew up with the Queen Latifahs, and I never was a big fan of Lauryn Hill, even though that's the good for you.
That's my best.
Because Lauryn Hill only had one album.
Yeah.
So I'm me being from Brooklyn.
But shout out to Little Kim so much with the Fugees.
Yes, Foxy.
Yeah. So I never really got into her, but at that point I'm like, yo, the game could use a female, and it was something that nobody wasn't really searching.
But let me ask you something. Were you actively looking for a female rapper, or I just happened to rap?
You was having to rap.
Yeah, I figured that.
I wasn't looking for a female rapper. I think so. But you know what? I might say I was looking for a female rapper because Gravy had Biggie. He had Biggie.
The Biggie vibes.
He had the Biggie vibes, and I felt like, yo, it's time to maybe try to revamp something from that era, but with a twist to it.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's what I felt it was. Shout out to Gravy, man. Yeah. I haven't spoken to him in a long time either.
He did.
He hit me up a couple times. Yeah. I think I follow him on Instagram.
Shout out to him, man.
Because he was in the movie that I did, Barbershop. The Barbershop movie. He had a little small role in that movie, so we ended up.
I got love for him, though. I tarnished.
Haven't seen Gravy in a long time.
No.
What has he got going on?
Shout out to Gravy, man. Love you, man.
Good.
I'm in a better space, greater energy.
And I think that's what happens when you yourself are in a better space. It seems like things around you just start mending and working out.
You know what?
That's the space
I was in Rain with him.
Energy is
love. I don't even know if y'all even know what Rain was
so much. It's just like you put it out, you say what you want, and God just gives it to you. And that's where I am in my life.
You think that is people? Can you say it's people that are around you at the time? That makes your energy better.
And you can tell she's in a different space. And this
like, if you got great energy around you, it only pulls up great energy. But when you bring, like, even back then, I had negative energy around me. Like, everybody would be like, yo, fuck that bitch. Yo, she gonna be a summer jam, son. Let's pull her. So it was like a bunch of, this is what, nowadays the game, a lot of street guys are trying to fight.
That's so real for him to say. But some people don't admit
to try to feel like
having negative energy around them.
I'm pretty sure you probably went through that, but
we'll be blinded.
I appreciate the sit down.
Thank you.
Hopefully.
And I'm sure there's other things that we're gonna do. I'm sure this is
be yourself and be real. What the fuck?
My little situation. Get over it.
Yes, this is for the record.
Right now.
Yes, for the record, let me just say for your fans on NASA Fendi may not think that I've given him the credit, but he definitely deserves all the credit. Let them know where you come from. This man put in
you're not supposed to. You're supposed to be better.
Energy and genuine love and belief in me, and I will never forget that. And that's why at this place where I am in now, I want to
give it to him now,
to him in any way I can, and I know that only good things will come out of it because when I look back at those DVDs, like sometimes I literally cry when I look back at certain like pieces of footage. Like it makes me emotional because I just remember that sky was the limit then, and we didn't know where this was going to take us, but we was having fun.
Oh my God,
I will say that we were having fun, and I also will say that throughout my career, I've always said, like, I've been trying, not necessarily to duplicate you, but I wish that there was someone like you in my career for the last 10 years as well, who is more like that energy, that New York, that just I don't give a fuck energy. Like, because the thing is, sometimes people come in your life, whether they manage you or whatever, and if you're afraid of your artist, it's not good. Like, you need to be able to kick that door down and say, bitch, wake up, get on this flight and da-da-da. And I would always say shit like that. Like, I could imagine, like, that Dame Dash energy, just, like, not caring, like, no matter how big that artist is or gets, you manage for that. And you should be, able to say anything to that person, no matter how big or famous or whatever. And I used to always say like that, I wish I had somebody like that who would just have that raw, in your face energy with me, as opposed to being on eggshells and, just tippy-toeing around stuff. because I'm such a upfront person, and so are you. So, you know, I think that worked really well. That got me working very quickly, got me working hard. Even like with times, like I don't know if you remember that time when it was freezing fucking cold, and you had just landed, and you was like, "Yo, let's shoot the Click Clack video." And I was like, "Are you out of your fucking mind? It's freezing cold. It was like snowing. It was about to start snowing, and I gotta sit up there wearing some tank top and be cold. But you know what? We got it done. So that's
always good to have somebody that's push you in your
it brings out the best in
the support.
You remember that? Then we went to somebody's basement and shot a video. So I think it was the freestyle's called Dirty Money Freestyle, but. Tell a bitch with the crown and run like Chris Brown.
We was in somebody's basement.
Yeah, bro, you was like the whole night, like, yo, what the hell? It's freezing in here. Yeah.
Don't say boogers, say snot.
Well, it was snot, you know. And I'm like, yo, this girl is hard, yo. Yo, we had actually went on Jamaica Avenue and put an outfit together in like 10 minutes and just shot the video.
Oh, yeah.
Late night, yeah. It's all good. Listen, thank you so much.
As you should, and that's why she is where she at.
God bless you.
I'm about to love.
So what? Don't worry about that.
Oh, my God, man.
Yeah.
This was a fake hug, right?
I'm excited. I cannot.
The real hug. But peace out and look out for more stuff.
I'm excited to see what Big Fendi gonna do.
Put me on!
Cause y'all know. Y'all know they took his Instagram because he had the strip